Hi, folks. So I wanted to give this quick video explainer for the first assignment or the first major essay. I'll try to do these for subsequent assignments over the course of the semester. But I really wanted to give this quick informational so that way you had some context and can better understand how to complete the assignment to my expectations. So this paper is essentially a pretty hefty explainer of what you've learned over the course of the year or the course of the semester, I'm sorry. So it's a 10-point paper, so 10% of your overall grade, so just keep that in mind. We've really focused on these conversations about race, how we've come to these understandings of racial difference through racial formations and racialization, and then also racism, right? So this structure of oppression that is derived specifically from the understandings of race. So I wanted you to basically show me what you know, right? And I'm going to focus a lot on this semester about hearing from you and hearing your perspectives and insights. You've seen this clearly in the discussion boards where I've asked you to just share about you or share your thoughts about materials. Likewise, we saw a little bit of this with the precious knowledge assignment, where we focused on how how institutional issues in education impact students, and then your thoughts on how ethnic studies help students. So likewise, you're going to define these three central terms in this paper to kind of demonstrate what you know, right? So you're going to write a short 2-page double-spaced paper, so not too long but not too short either, so it is going to take a little bit of writing, and you're going to define these terms and expand on them based upon course materials. So you will write a long form or long-winded definition of race, racial formations, or racialization, so you can pick one or the other. And then lastly, racism. So 1, 2, 3 definitions. The second one, I'm allowing you to choose one or the other of these concepts, okay? So I want you to incorporate and cite materials from the course related to these, i.e. readings and lecture notes, to develop a robust definition of these concepts, okay? So you will need to take into account a course reading and one of my lecture notes and or something that I've discussed in the videos to further explore or to further explain your definition, right? I've provided an example here where I say, I define race as a social understanding of human difference based on phenotype. Race has often been based on skin color, which are white, black, and yellow, and white, black, yellow, red, and brown. Perez, me, right? I'm citing myself. Races was born out of a system of slavery and conquest where those with power wanted to control and remove certain populations. And I cited Zinn here, right? So these are not direct quotes. So obviously you don't have a slide or a page number for Zinn. These are paraphrased. These are shorter, but of course we want you to write more in this scenario, but this is kind of a template for what you can do, okay? You will follow the above framework to define the 3 terms above. Thus, you'll need to incorporate 6 total citations. So you'll need 2 citations, a course lecture, and a reading reference in your general definition, okay? And then you'll do that for each one, which would total 6. So 2 per, 6 total, right? Here's your formatting requirements: 6 citations, 3 references from lecture, 3 from, that should say course materials. In-text citations should be formatted using MLA, last name, or last name and page number format for direct quotes, right? Definition of 3 terms above using your own words and course references. 500 words or 2-page double-spaced multi-paragraph essay, so not just one long blurb, but rather that it does need to be broken up. It does not need a intro, body, and conclusion. Sorry, change that. And lastly, 1-inch margins. Okay. For the grading rubric, okay, there's 10 points possible. 2 points will be dedicated just to grammar, syntax, and writing. Make sure your paper is well written, using appropriate language with minimal typos or other issues. 6 points for your sources and appropriate use of course information. Again, 2 sources, 1 from a course reading, 1 from course lecture for each definition. You'll need to appropriately cite the information following MLA standards. I provided you with 3 different resources here. So OWL Purdue, which is from Purdue University, has a great style guide that you can use. Here is citations guidelines from our library, and this will link you to the library site on citation methods. And then the last one is actually from the Modern Language Association on how to cite. So any one of these are good in terms of how to help you structure your citations, okay? 2 points for the structure and flow of the essay. Again, this is going to be multi-paragraph. I've given you a general structure, which I would hope that you would all follow. Of course, you don't necessarily have to, but I think this is going to make the most sense. So your first paragraph should be your definition of race. Your second paragraph should be your definition of racial formation and or racialization. And your last paragraph should be on racism, okay? And so I don't want your paragraphs to just be kind of a cacophonous or a random mess of thoughts about these. Like, still make it logically cohesive. This is what I think of race. This is what I'm basing my understanding of race on, which is my course materials or my, the lecture materials and the course materials, right? So lastly, you will, I will apply, fractions of points for flexibility in grading. So, please use tutoring services offered through the library to ensure your paper meets grading standards and essay expectations. Obviously come see me during office hours if you need support with your paper. And, I'll take emails up until the day of for feedback if you're looking for that. This paper is due this Friday, October 8th. And that's it. So if you have any other questions, please let me know and we'll go from there.